Good evening, everyone. Hey, Naya. Salamos. Welcome. Member of the Peanut Gallery, huh? Yes, so the King Nut is here tonight. Yo, Patriot News Network. Hey, Myra. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mr. Erasmo Castro. Actually, he is a candidate for mayor. The current mayor, Trey Mendez, has elected not to run again, and he's going to bow out with all his bags of cash, and he's calling it quits. So that left the door open for somebody new and fresh to come into town. There was a few candidates. I have reached out to everyone to give them an equal chance to come and speak on my platform. Not right now at the same time, but on their own slot. And I've only heard back from a select few. And to give you a clue how that's going, another candidate still hasn't opened my message from 2 years ago. So, and I'll let you guess to see if you know who that is. Hey, Robin. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Erasmo Castro. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Manny. Thank you for having me on tonight.
How are things? How's life treating you nowadays?
Good. Let me say that it's been an interesting 2023, and I will say I want to thank everyone out there for being extra supportive this time around. And I don't know, I've gotten a lot of great vibes and a lot of great feedback this time around. Surprisingly enough, but we'll see what happens. It's still fresh.
Yeah. So when did you decide, what made you decide to go for mayor? I know you've had, I won't list them all, but you've had a previous short list of different things that you attempted to win, right? And so mayor came up, and I know at some point you mentioned it years ago, but it seems like, I don't know, is this the right time right now, you think?
Well, yes. And let me say this. When I first ran for office here in the city of Brownsville, I ran for mayor of the city of Brownsville. This was 8 years ago. And I know that because it comes up on my memory feed on social media. And I want to end my running for office cycle because I think it's about that time. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to go full circle and end where I started. And the reason, Manny, is because the issues that we talked about back 8 years ago, the issues that were affecting and hurting our citizens here in Brownsville, our local law enforcement, our first responders, are still the same issues that we're having today. And I'm hoping that a lot of the individuals who opted not to vote for Erasmo Castro 8 years ago decide that despite the fact that I am a little bit on the louder side, as I've been accused, and a little bit on
just a little
vocal end of the stick, just a tad. Let me say, I'm hoping that throughout all the screaming and all the loud voice, individuals should start to see a little bit into what we've been seeing for a while in regards to that which truly ails our community here in the city of Brownsville. And again, one of the things, and I hope, and I know we're going to talk about this, and I know that there's going to be individuals that, have a negative view of Erasmo, or, think that Erasmo is always negative. And I'm hoping that this time around, individuals realize that a lot of what we've been screaming about for the past 8 to 10 years has been proven correct. And we're still stagnant. we have had no economic development, real growth that benefits the community as a whole. And a lot of individuals, have stated, well, that's what you're wrong because now we have Ojos Locos, or now we have an Olive Garden, and we got a main event. And unfortunately, that is not economic development. That's not economical growth. It's great that these entities have come to the city of Brownsville. We're getting the Bubba's and we're grading other things. It's great.
Yeah.
What good does it do us if individuals can't afford to go out at these places? You've seen this, Manny, and they've screwed us over with the appraised value of our property. One of the politico talks that a lot of people go out there and mention, they'll go out there and say, well, we lowered your taxes. Well, yeah, they just neglect to tell you that they increased the appraised value of your property.
Right.
So ultimately, you're still paying more and still earning the same. So what good does it do us if we get a Bubba's if I can't afford to go eat at Ernie's? And that's what I'm hoping individuals start to see. And one of the things that, and again, I'm sure that we're going to talk about it. One of the things that I hope that people realize is that Tenasca audit just proved that everything that Erasmo has been screaming about for the past 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, do you certainly feel vindicated in a sense? But when that came out, and that was like, there it is. And I got to admit, not even myself, I was like, there it is. He said it, and look at now. And what would you like to see?
And
I don't mean like another restaurant or another car wash. Why are we having so many car washes? What is the deal with the car washes?
I'm hoping that every single business that goes out there and starts out there is a legitimate business, is bringing revenue to the city of Brownsville. Too many, too soon. But let me say, one of the things that I have brought forth and told the politicos and everybody else that has been an Erasmo naysayer, said, like, I'm okay. Just prove me wrong. That's all I'm asking. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. Just prove me wrong, and I'll retract. But the fact of the matter is, they've taken our money. They've poured the resources that have come to this community. They've poured them downtown, where it directly, Manny, and indirectly benefits the mayor and the city commission and the individuals that are in that little 1% group that has control of our tax dollars through BCIC, GBEC, PUB. And it's the same individuals. And I challenge anyone to go out there and pick a majority on any board or committee here that is not a part of that 1%, not a part of that corrupt political machine. And again, the Tenasca audit is very telling.
Yeah. What is your take on PUB and did they say they're going to credit accounts or credit customers that will be receiving a credit at some point for some amount?
No, what they've stated was, we took 179 million of your dollars, and we got $29 million left. First of all, that's bullcrap. If you took $179 from me, I want $179 back.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't produce what you promised me that you were going to produce. Doesn't that make sense, Manny? What would you feel if you gave me $179, and I said, "Oh, Manny, didn't work out. I couldn't produce. Here's $29 million, Manny." Would you be a happy camper?
No, of course not.
That's the first part. Second of all, we're not even getting $29 million. It's not going to happen. And they've been playing around with the numbers, and they've been saying that they're trying to figure out how to exactly give back the people of Brownsville $29 million. Some people have been going like, well, it's better than nothing. And it's bull crap. And this is part of the problem with our community.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is part of the problem with our community. They settled, Manny. Don't settle. They took 179. They better return 179. Every single dime, every single penny. But even now, the 29 million. Now they're saying what they're going to do is they're going to subsidize the shut-off notices for the most poor individuals in the city of Brownsville. Well, who gave them that authority? Now, take into consideration, if you go back and you see the audit and the finances afterwards, they went out there and said, Manny, as an excuse, they said, well, we really gave you back $75 million. We gave it back to you so that your bill wouldn't go sky high. Well, first of all, our bill did go sky high.
Mm-hmm.
And why didn't they mention to us? I think it was 75 or 79, I can't remember. Why didn't they tell us then, that they were going to use that money? Yeah. Why is it after the fact that we find out that they lied, they cheated, they pocketed, they dangled the proverbial carrot in front of Jessica Tetreault, John Cowan, and the individuals on the PUB board? Why is it after the fact that now they're saying, well, we really gave the community that money back? It's bullcrap. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. And anyone who would believe him is a fool. We did not get $75 million back. We are not going to get $29 million back. We're going to get nothing. All we're going to get is excuses. Look, Manny, where are the $25 million from the bridge to nowhere? It's gone.
Yeah.
Disappeared. Where are the $53 million for the Performing Arts Center? Non-existent. And they might say, well, that's BISD. Doesn't matter. It's tentative and it's relative to everything that goes on here in the community. What about us having a $58 million sports park out there? Can anyone find $58 million over there? I challenge anyone to go over there and find me $58 million. It's not there. What about the subsidies, the millions of dollars that were spent on Titan Tires, on Big Steel, and one thing after another thing after another thing, and now it's 179 million from Tenasca. Yeah. And people need to take into account, Manny. This is one project, Manny.
Yeah.
This is one project. How many other projects have we lost money on?
So, yeah, this is, and then, okay, and we still have, I know we talked about this earlier today, committee after committee after committee after committee after committee. And is there still no oversight on anybody?
No. Well, the issue, Manny, is they have oversight. The city commission, that's what we elect them for. We elect the mayor and the city commission to look after our resources. And what they have opted to do, because it's a huge responsibility, they said, well, let's form these committees and these boards out there so that they, could have a hands-on and come back with information for us. Well, what's happened is the mayor and the city commission, they've placed these arms of the corrupt political machine in all these boards and committees, to whereas they have access to everything. I'll give you one example, Manny, just one. Mayor Mendez, started an LLC 3 months ago. Well, today he submitted a request to BCIC for $200,000 to fix up a building that he bought downtown. $200,000 with a 3-month-old company, and he qualified for $200,000. If it wasn't for Erasmo screaming, bitching, yelling, he would have pocketed that money. Now, his business partner, Manny, was Ramiro Gonzalez, who worked for the city of Brownsville, who got paid $90,000 a year for doing nothing. But he was liaison between the city of Brownsville and the Musk Foundation. Okay? He was the go-to guy, the in-between guy. When the Musk Foundation says, hey, we got $10 million that we want to give to Brownsville, Ramiro Gonzalez says, well, you need to put it downtown through BCIC, where they had Michael Limas, Linda Macias, and all these other individuals on there. So ultimately, they gave $10 million BCIC take care of through these big grants. That all of a sudden, Ramiro Gonzalez and the Bus Foundation decide that those $10 million should go to downtown for the renovation, for the development of downtown. Because it sounds like a great thing, doesn't it? Except the fact that it benefits the mayor and Ramiro Gonzalez directly. Because they were partners in that LLC that requested the $200,000. Isn't that convenient? I mean, we're not making this stuff up. It's all there. Mayor Mendez retracted the $200,000 request. Ramiro Gonzalez lost his job at the city of Brownsville. And when we called out the mayor, he says, well, it's not illegal because we followed the guidelines. And I said, yes, Mayor. Who made the guidelines? You know who made the guidelines, Manny, right?
Huh.
They did.
Yeah, exactly.
So it might be unethical, but it's not illegal. Michael Limas, the guy that was the chair of the BCIC board, right now he's the chair of United Way of Brownsville, which is of Southern Cameron County, which is another scam. It's another arm of the corrupt political machine. Michael Limas, as chair of BCIC, says, you know what? Let's expand the historical district, Manny. So he goes out there and says, let's expand the historical district to encompass all the way to Palm Boulevard. But they only did a little arm, Manny, to encompass his restaurant, 1848. They voted on it, agreed on it, and then all of a sudden he qualified for $175,000, Manny. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
my issue with that, Manny. My issue, real quick.
Yeah.
Why not an even distribution? Why not an even distribution, Manny? Why can't you, that has the barbershop over here by Rivera, why can't you qualify for some of that money, man? What about my people down south most that opened another taqueria? Why don't they qualify for that money? What about my people over here on Alton Glore that just started a new business? Why don't they qualify for that money? Because it doesn't benefit the mayor, Jessica DeTroe, John Cowan, or the city commission. They will only keep it amongst their 1%. Because unfortunately for us here in the city of Brownsville, 1% rules this community.
So you are running for the top spot here in the city. You get elected. What are you doing first when you, let's say you do win? What are you doing first?
I'm going to do everything that I can to wipe clean every single boarding committee out there. Every single one. And demand that every single other commissioner be on board with removing everyone. And start bringing in, Manny, different individuals from throughout the community. Because unfortunately, Manny, it's the same individuals that get picked one board, and then they go to another one, and then they go to another one, and then they go to another one. Look at the individuals that are on PUB right now, who have refused to actually inform the people of what's going on. Every single one of them, Manny, has been on the Brownsville Housing Authority, has been on GBET, has been on BCIC, and they just regurgitate the individuals back and forth. Manny, we live in a community that's close to 300,000 individuals in population. Close to 300,000 of individuals here in the city of Brownsville. Out of 300,000 people, Manny, we can't find 40 individuals that might want to serve on boards and committees throughout the city of Brownsville, other than the individuals that are in bed with the mayor and the city commissioners. It's absurd.
Yeah. You come in, you have, you certainly are not a stranger to Brownsville politics and running different races. What do you see different now with others that are running, whether it's the commission or whether it's for mayor? Do you see anybody that's got a real advantage? Like, nobody's going to run away with this thing. And I'm talking about for mayor.
Well, let me say, and again, I'll answer your question. John Cowan and Jessica Tetreault, they have all the money in the world. All the money in the world. They're already doing text messages. They're already doing phone banking. They're already going door to door. They've already put up signs throughout the city of Brownsville. Actually, taken some of my little signs because I have very few, and they've got all the money in the world to spend on this race. We just have the truth. That's all we have. I don't have their money. I have a platform on social media, and I appreciate that more individuals start listening in, not just to my show, but to your show, to other shows out there that are willing to, bring these guys. I had a discussion with someone that was voting for John Cowan, and I said, fine. Oh, wow, he's educated. That's fine. I said, give me one accomplishment. Just give me one thing that he's done for the people of Brownsville. One that has benefited the people of Brownsville as a whole. Just one. Give me one thing that Jessica Tetreault has done for the city of Brownsville. Did you know that they couldn't name a single one? Because they haven't done a jack squat for the city of Brownsville. Mm-hmm. They've done to benefit themselves and that 1%. And that's what's unfortunate. And look, one of the things that I'm hoping to do in this race that I've done differently, I'm hoping to appeal to the St. Joe Mafia, to the Richie Rich, and to the 1%. Because as much as you may be okay in the city of Brownsville, you could be doing a lot better if we just let everyone in the city of Brownsville prosper. Because as long as everyone grows, that 1% will grow as well. And that 1% may have gotten pennies to the dollar in regards to the monies that they donated or given to John Cowan or Jessica Tetreault. Think about it. Y'all could be doing a whole hell of a lot better. As long as you let everybody else in the city of Brownsville do the same. That's all we want.
Speaking
Manny,
of,
Go.
I have a question for you. Now, anyone who currently has a business in the city of Brownsville, and this person who's a business owner who runs for mayor, let's say for mayor, and they have a deal. Okay. So I happen to know that a certain car wash out there, they have an agreement
Jessica Tetreault with GMS.
SpaceX. With SpaceX.
SpaceX. Yes.
Tell your employees, show your badge when you come over here, and they'll get a free car wash. Now, would she have to? I would imagine she would have to give that up if she becomes mayor.
Well, look, it's not the only contract that she's gotten because she's city commissioner. She also got the contract with GMS to wash their trucks. Also got the contract with different other agencies here in the city of Brownsville to wash their vehicles and SpaceX vehicles. And again, she's not doing this out of the kindness of her heart. She's doing this because it benefits her directly.
Yeah.
It's business. Now, let me say, and again, individuals might go back and say, well, Erasmo, look, my whole platform, Manny, is stop screwing the little man. Let everyone grow together. And the city of Brownsville is going to shine. We're going to stop being stagnant. Jessica Tetreault had employees working for a car wash. You know this. It was a federal case. She was paying pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. It was a federal case. They made them pay these employees what they should have been paid from the start. The problem is because she thinks she's a city commissioner, she thinks she can get away with everything or anything, even slave labor, slave pay. And again, this isn't Erasmo talking crap. It isn't Erasmo being negative. It's a proven case. And again, they have this mentality, Manny. The same thing with Mayor Mendez with the $200,000, the Limas brothers with their 1848, Ramiro Gonzalez with being a city employee and pushing everything to this. Same thing. They have this mentality that the rules, Manny, do not apply to John Cowan and Jessica Tetreault. They can do whatever the hell they want. The rules apply to you, to me, and to everyone else in the city of Brownsville. Because let me tell you, Manny, if you would have stolen $179, you would have pocketed $179, Manny, the DA would be knocking at your door. You would be in trouble. And to this day, man, not one individual has been indicted for what they took from us with PUB. Yeah. Not one single individual, man. One. And again, I'm not being negative. Prove me wrong.
And I don't believe anybody will, to be honest with you.
The rules, Manny, do not apply to Jessica Tetreault. They don't apply to John Cowan. They don't apply to the mayor, to any city commission. They don't. They apply to you and to me. And that's what we've got to change. We got to bring accountability back to the city commission. We got to bring transparency back. We got to overturn the tables and knock open the door and make sure that everyone in the city of Brownsville has equal opportunity to all the resources that come to our community.
So what do you believe let's just say the top three real important issues are that need to get looked at or fixed or addressed with the city of Brownsville right now? I know one of them we named already. Perhaps a couple even we named already.
The boards and committees. And the boards and committees include PUB, GBEC, BCIC, Brownsville Housing Authority, who's going to make millions. And John Cowan is going to benefit. Sampaio is going to benefit. They're all going to benefit out of the Brownsville Housing Authority now that they're going to renovate El Jardín Hotel. Makes no sense at all. Millions of dollars are going to go to El Jardín Hotel. These individuals are going to make a buchs of money. The boards and committees need to be the first thing that needs to be addressed. We need to address, Manny, the safety of our individuals here in the city of Brownsville in regards to law enforcement, in regards to first responders. They have to have the resources necessary in order to keep us safe, which, unfortunately for us, we've got a city commission that includes John Cowan and Jessica Tetreault. They have turned a blind eye and go out there and tout that we're the 16th safest city in the country.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I heard that.
That is a bunch of baloney. It's a bunch of baloney. Unfortunately for us, there is so much crime that does not get reported. And the reason that it doesn't get reported, Manny, is because we have 3 officers working on the weekends. 3 officers for the city of Brownsville, Manny. We have a limited amount of police presence in the evenings. A limited amount. That's why when you have any incident going on throughout the city of Brownsville, you might not hear from a police officer until the next day, if that. Do you remember a time, Manny? I'm sure you do, when we had 6 ambulances for the city of Brownsville. 6 ambulances. And we've got 9 now. It's not enough. So we've got to up the game in regards to our first responders, law enforcement, firefighters, everyone out there that is out there to keep us safe. Because let me tell you, Manny, when the city of Brownsville is offering our police officers $32,000, while McAllen is offering them close to $60,000, you think they're not going to drive 15 minutes in order to apply for a job over there instead of here?
Yeah.
Unsustainable. It's unsustainable. And third, Manny, we need to fix our infrastructure here in the city of Brownsville. Infrastructure is lacking. And let me tell you, they do the lipstick on a pig. We've been screaming about the bus stops, man. Screaming about the bus stops. And because we have, man, we got 7. We got 7 that are now in decay because they're rotting away. I can show you pictures. They're rotting away.
Unfortunately, I've seen, I've seen a few that are already rusting, that they've been there forever.
Rusting away. They look like they've been there even longer than the older ones that we had.
Yeah.
7 bus stops. And they do that to keep us quiet. And they do that to appease a lot of people and say, we're doing something. It's not enough. Our roads are like crap. We don't have the bus stops. We're not out there providing basic resources for the weakest amongst us. And that's what we need to do. We need to clean up the boards and committees. We need to revamp and upgrade our local law enforcement, first responders, and we got to fix our infrastructure. Have to.
Yeah, let's talk about flooding. You know, how many of these infrastructure commissioners that currently live, do any of them live in a flood zone? And if they don't, have they ever visited, a flood zone ever shortly after we get a 15 or 20-minute rain? And why is there still nothing done about it? I mean, for me, the perfect time to fix Boca Chica was when they remodeled Boca Chica and put expanded the sewer drainage underneath that while they were fixing it. Because Boca Chica still floods at the intersections,
Well,
at a few
well,
intersections.
I actually, I actually thought, Manny, that when they did this line that went on the side of Boca Chica, I thought that that's what they were doing.
So
So
did
I
I.
said, well, fine. And then when they decided to put the median in, which I don't care for, I do not like. I think it's a bunch of bullcrap. When they decided to put the median in, I thought like, well, maybe it's going to help with the flooding. And you've got all these individuals because we contract out almost everything for the city of Brownsville because we have no one at the city of Brownsville that is capable of figuring things out. And I know that some people are going to say, Erasmo, this is a state project. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is the state doesn't always know what the city of
What the
Brownsville
city
needs.
Yep.
Exactamente. There has to be communication, Manny, between the city of Brownsville and the state to say, this is not going to work for the city of Brownsville. We know because we live here. The problem, Manny, is that there's such a disconnect between the local elected officials and the normal people of Brownsville. There's a huge disconnect. They don't know what ails, what hurts the people of Brownsville. And I'll give you one quick example, I hope. And I've stated this on my show. The bus stop on International and Southmost, Manny, is one of the most used bus stops in the city of Brownsville. One of the most used bus stops in the city of
You're
Brownsville.
talking about the one in front of the Brownsville coffee shop?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
One of the most used bus stops in the city of Brownsville. And I'll tell you why. My students that come from Matamoros, they get off there in order to go to Porter or to any other school in the area, even some to go to Lopez. Well, the city of Brownsville, in order to keep Erasmo Castro quiet, they decided, well, we're going to put some bus stops. And they destroyed that one for three weeks. Destroyed it to put in this new one that's now rusted. 3 weeks in the middle of a school year. In the middle of a school semester, man. They made my kids get off 3 blocks away and walk all the way down to where that bus stop used to be because they were putting up a bus stop. It didn't make sense. Why couldn't they put up that bus stop during the summer? Why did they have to destroy it in the middle of a school semester, Manny? And the reason is there is a disconnect between the city of Brownsville, elected officials, and the governance and the people of Brownsville. And while that disconnect exists, we're never going to get the resources to the right people. And our students are going to suffer. Our disabled are going to suffer. The poorest amongst us are going to suffer. And look, Manny, one of the things that I get regularly said, Erasmo, well, why are you fighting for the bus stop? Manny, I don't use the bus, Manny. I cannot remember the last time I used the bus, Manny. It was decades ago. Probably last decade in Austin, Texas, that I used the bus. Not use a bus stop in the city of Brownsville. I have a vehicle. I have a couple of vehicles, and a couple of scooters, and a tuk-tuk. Manny, I don't use them, but I'm going to fight so that the individuals that need to use our bus system have access to basic resources. I'm going to fight for them, and I have been fighting for them because it's the right thing to do. How I wish that we had a mayor and city commissioners who actually could empathize with our students, with our elderly, and with the poorest amongst us.
Yeah. What do you do to, any thoughts on how you may fix this police issue,
Well,
security issue, I know people like to think we're one of the safest places in the country, but as you've heard in the news the last few days, just a couple of miles to our south, if things are very bad.
I'm going to pray that there's individuals right now sitting on the commission, and I'll mention their names. I'm hoping that Commissioner Roy de las Chanclas, Roy de los Santos, I'm hoping that he realizes that something has to change. I'm hoping that Pedro Cardenas realizes that something needs to be done differently. I'm hoping that Nerith Kalonsky understands that it's time to serve the people of Brownsville. But everybody else needs to go. Because Rose Gowan keeps on focusing on bike trails, hiking bike trails. And I don't know how the hell she seems to portray being the one that wants a healthier Brownsville. And she doesn't look all that healthy herself. And again, it's not a diss on her. But goodness gracious, there are other needs that our people have here in the city of Brownsville that have been neglected because she's so got it up her butt to continue to do the Ciclovia crap, Manny. That Ciclovia crap has cost us over $600,000. We're $600,000 in the hole because of Ciclovia crap. It's benefited hardly anyone. There's a very, very small percentage of individuals. And it's nothing against my bike people, my hike and bike people, nothing against them. But in regards to priorities, we need to focus on those things that benefit the city. And I'm hoping Commissioner de las Chanclas, Commissioner Pedro Cardenas, and Commissioner Nerith Kalonsky, I'm praying that this time around, after May the 6th, that they decide to finally come together and start focusing on the needs of Brownsville as a whole, not a selected group.
And he is referring to Commissioner Roy de los Santos, for those of you who don't know the slight little dig there.
Yo le digo Commissioner de las Chanclas de cariño, and he knows it. We get a laugh on it.
So, like I said, police. Any thoughts on? I mean, do we need? Obviously, we need more police officers. It sounds like.
We need more police officers, Manny. We got to stop screwing over their insurance. We got to stop screwing over their retirement package. Because let me tell you, as soon as the Limas brothers, again, the same Limas that are on these boards and committees, as soon as they got the retirement for the police officers, a lot of individuals that were retired police officers lost a lot of money, Manny.
Yeah.
And again, we need to keep and protect those individuals that have protected us, be they working for the police department for the city of Brownsville now or in the past. We got to commit to taking care of our own. We need to up the pay. We need to up the pay for police officers. We need to up the resources, the training, and we definitely need more police presence throughout the city of Brownsville.
Have you this was sent to me via messenger. There are people, and I, including myself, I have been to the Kaleidoscope Zoo recently. And when's the last time you went to the zoo, if I may ask?
I think it was a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went there in order to support a special group that was having an activity there, which is what I tend to do. Let me say, the zoo is nowhere near where it should be, where it needs to be. And that is because we've allowed all these other entities, Manny, to take priority. Hike and bike trails, the Midi Cultural District, Ciclovia, Crossroads, and all these other things, Manny. And we've neglected the zoo. And let me say, I've always stated this. If we had been keeping up to date our zoo, it wouldn't cost us so much to have to fix. At this point, Manny, it's going to cost us a fortune to fix up the zoo, to put it where it needs to be. But we have to do it. We're already too far invested in it. At this point, Manny, we have no choice. But we're going to have to put in a crap load of cash in there. Let me tell you, Manny, one of the things that I've stated on the show that I found very disheartening, Manny, that hurt, was during the pandemic, Manny, the zoo started a GoFundMe page in order to feed the animals at our zoo. That, Manny, es una vergüenza. It's a slap in the face to the citizens of Brownsville.
And that's why I asked, because I did go to the zoo, and I saw the Gladysport Zoo, similar to the mall in Harlingen right before it really shut down. It's in very, it needs a lot of updating. I mean, a lot of updating. It's a very sad condition that it's in, and I can't believe with all this money that came in from SpaceX or Elon Musk, was none of that money allocated to go to the zoo at all? Any part of that?
No. None. None. Zip. Zero. They wanted to distribute some of the funds from the hot tax, the hotel tax.
Yeah.
That's part of the money that's going into the zoo. It's not enough. And they do it under the umbrella of the middies. I don't understand why. Why would you want to do that? The zoo has been here before the middies decided to come. And look, it's nothing against the middies. And I know I've had this conversation with Commissioner Roy Los Santos, who's a good friend of the middies, sits on one of their foundations or something. And I've tried to, and I actually had a conversation with Dinah Middy, and I said, look, we just want a fair seating at the table. That's all we want. We want transparency. We want to know what's going on. And if you think that we're going to be quiet and just disappear, very, very mistaken. Because we're going to continue to be vocal. We're going to continue to demand that the resources that should be going to the people of Brownsville actually go to the people of Brownsville and not to that 1%.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed downtown, I've had to go downtown a lot the last few weeks. And I see it's something minor. You might think it's minor, but a lot of people have an issue with parking downtown. What the heck is going on with parking? Is there really a necessity to charge the residents 25 cents for, I don't know, I think it's a quarter for 30 minutes or something like that?
I think it's up to 75 cents. Let me tell you, Manny, part of the problem with downtown.
And especially when you're trying to bring in people, you want people to come downtown and spend money and shop and whatnot. But there's no parking. And then when there is parking, then you got to put out cash to park. And in a city like Brownsville, in my opinion, it's not Chicago, it's not New York, it's not LA or San Francisco. Why even charge for parking? I mean, personally, I say any street parking, get rid of all the meters. And if you want to build a parking lot where people can pay if they want to go park, then, that's there, which we have one right now, but it's underutilized, if I hear that correctly.
Well, it's being used as a go-to place for the illegals that are coming over across the Haitians, the Venezuelans, and everybody else. And again, it just doesn't make sense. Look, one of the things that I've been very, very vocal about is once individuals come here, we've got to take care of them. I get that. I understand that. We've got to, first of all, take care of our own. Because if we can't sustain and maintain our own, we're not going to have that foundation in order to help other individuals. And look, I feel for every single individual out there that wants to come to this country, wants to come to the city of through the city of Brownsville for a better life. We've got to provide for our own first. Got to provide for the people here in the city of Brownsville first. And Manny, the mayor, John Cow and Jessica Cho have failed the people of Brownsville. They have not provided the resources. They've turned a blind eye. They have, Manny, when's the last time you heard John Cowan or Jessica Tetro bitch about PUB?
I don't recall that ever. Yeah.
Never. And that's what's unfortunate. But now that he's running for office, John Cowan puts on his side, number one priority, lowering your PUB bill. Bitch, you shouldn't have raised it in the first place. Where were you all these 4 years, Manny? Why weren't you Manny, I have a platform. You have a platform. He has a platform that we put him on. He has neglected to use his platform to scream at the top of his lungs how they've hurt the people of Brownsville. It's got to stop.
Yeah. Erasmo, looking forward a little bit. Think positive. You got elected mayor. Some people have criticized, oh, he's traveling too much. He's always on the road. He never in town. Will you keep traveling? Should you get elected mayor? Are you going to curb your travel, or?
That's a fair question. And let me say this. Yes, maybe. And I'll say yes, maybe because of this. I have not neglected, Manny, to continue to fight for the people of Brownsville. Just today, and I shared with you, I'm in Monterrey. I'm spending time with the family. And again, I left this afternoon. I'll be back tomorrow morning. In this time that I've been away, I just posted one lost dog. I posted a video from one of our local artists here in Brownsville. And I've gotten some flack on it. They say, Erasmo, you shouldn't be out there promoting, these videos of these kids. I will always promote and stand with our local talent. You don't have to like it. And if it costs me votes, so be it. I will not turn my back on the people of Brownsville. I put up a car accident. I put up another funny video. And again, because the way technology is, we can have these conversations. I could be in Egypt. I could be in Rome, Italy. And let me tell you, I was in Rome, Italy. And I was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to continue to speak to the people of Brownsville in regards to what ails us, what hurts us at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, and I get that. And with all due respect, I don't mean just your social media page. I'm talking about, you're going to be able to conduct your business as mayor. If you're out of town.
Yes, and let me say, I am planning to curb my travel time because during the first couple of years, there's just so much to fix, so many departments to visit. There's a lot of individuals that need to be held accountable, Manny. So I will commit to giving you 2 hard years of staying put in Brownsville. But after those 2 years, you better believe is that I'm going to be traveling. But one of the things that I think is important, I'm going to be traveling, first of all, on my dime, not on special interest time, because that's one of the things that I've proven. I'm not an elected official. I don't need vendor money to travel. I will travel on my dime. I will continue to work with individuals to the city of Brownsville. Let me tell you, I'm trying to have conversations with the mayor of Monterrey in order to start up something in which to bringing Monterrey to the city of Brownsville, which we have neglected. Monterrey is the number 1 per capita, number 1 richest area in all of Latin America. McAllen, Manny, knows this, and they've benefited boo-hoos from it. We haven't. So I hope to have conversations with the different individuals that I visit with, especially the mayor of Monterrey, who used to be my student when I taught in Monterrey.
No way. Nice.
Yeah. Colosseum.
It would be nice for Brownsville to be more of a proactive city instead of a reactive city. You know what I mean? Go out and actively seek bigger and better things, not necessarily another car wash or another restaurant. Yes, having a more up-to-date inventory of restaurants, more popular ones that, I get it. But I don't think that's what makes a metropolis.
Well,
what kind of business would you like to attract here?
We need manufacturing. We've got the Port of Brownsville. We've got a university. We've got a community college. For far too long, Manny, they've been promising us 6,000 jobs with LNG and another 4,000 jobs with SpaceX, and they just have not come into fruition. We need to get down in the dirty and go out there and have conversations with Julian Alvarez up in Austin and with other individuals and start to say, hey guys, we're getting ready to up our game in regards to training down here. We've got to train our people. We've got to provide the resources, the avenues, the technical schools that are going to attract individuals to come to the city of Brownsville. One of the reasons why a lot of these businesses, Manny, end up not wanting to come to Brownsville is because we don't have the skilled labor. Look at SpaceX, bro. SpaceX promised us, what, 2,000 jobs or something?
Yeah.
And again, nothing against them. They shipped in a lot of people from California and from Florida because they couldn't find the skilled individuals that they needed here locally. So we failed our community. We have not prepared our folks. And that's what we need to do. We need to stop being the fourth least educated city in the country. And we need to start preparing our students for the jobs of tomorrow.
Yeah, why couldn't the schools here at the university here, the ones that teach trade, make a deal with SpaceX or with Elon Musk? We're gonna send people to welding school, and then you take them right as soon as they graduate. You take them in, and instant jobs. I thought there would be some kind of arrangement like that would benefit. It would benefit them ultimately also, but obviously benefit people here looking to make more money. And I was disappointed that something like that didn't happen.
Well, I'm hopeful, and I'm going to give this race my all. I'm going to dedicate. I'm going to work. I'm going to do my best. With that said, the people of Brownsville have a choice. We could continue to go in the same direction that brought us to NASCA, brought us money coming from private industry deposited into the pockets of the mayor, the city commission, and their compadres. Have individuals that are sitting on the commission get all the little contracts they want, like Jessica Tetreault, John Cowan with the Housing Authority. Or we could try something different, I will say what we've had for the past 4 years, for the past 12 years, has not worked, has not made Brownsville better. It's time to make Brownsville better. It's time to make Brownsville great again. And guys, we got to stop all this nitpicking, this little fighting, this little. I don't like Erasmo because he posts a lot of selfies, or Erasmo's full of himself, or Erasmo just likes the attention or drives a scooter. Put that aside, or wears whatever he wants to wear. Put all that aside, guys. Think of your children. Your children have been screwed by this city commission, by Jessica Tetreault, by John Cowan, by this mayor. They've been screwed. All any parent should want is to leave something better for their children. And these people have left us very little to work on. We just need something different. Try it.
Yeah, I would say if you can come in and get things done and get things moving, I don't care what you wear or how you look wearing it. That's up to you. As long as you wear something, right? A couple final last things. Are you a fan or not a fan of these murals that are going up all over downtown?
I like the last one a little bit. The first two, not too much. Look, what has happened with the murals is they don't represent Brownsville as a whole. And I'm sorry. And again, this third one I like because of the color scheme and everything.
Is that the butterflies?
Yeah. They're pretty colors. They don't represent Brownsville as a whole. And Manny, we need a mural that represents Brownsville as a whole. I'll give you one weird example. I visited, not because I was arrested, but I visited the detention center out of Willacy County. And I visited because, I was doing a tour of where Sylvia Atkinson was going to go. And they showed me this beautiful mural there. that was Rio Grande Valley, where they had inmates from all over, Manny, and they had all put up a little bit of, in Sabadito they put a water tower. In McAllen, I can't remember what they put up there. I think a City McAllen sign, but it was indicative of the valley. They get it. The people in the city of Brownsville don't get it. And part of the reason that they don't get it is because they don't bring in our local artists for them to have a part.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. Because they think they know it all, because they think they have the art answers. They need to bring in the individuals that know about art and know the city of Brownsville.
Yeah, and somebody to express, this is what we want. We want to express what we are, what the valley is, what Brownsville is. And last thing in closing, I know you got to play real quick. You heard what happened in Matamoros last Friday, the kidnapping. Yes. Did you see the video that came out today?
Yes.
The video came out today. Apparently, it turns out it was mistaken identity, it seems like. It sounds like they shot at the car first and then asked questions later. Yeah, and they can't find them at all, and they don't know what's going on.
Let me say, I travel to Matamoros every day. I've never felt unsafe. I've never felt in danger. With that said, it's like going to any part of Brownsville. There's always a risk to where you go. Just always have to be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you don't go out at night. Make sure you don't go out with dark clothes. And, try to avoid a lot of different places. And again, I feel for these individuals that got shot. But I'm not going to encourage individuals to stay away from Mexico. We need Mexico. We need Mexico, and Mexico needs us as a community. Again, travel caution. I drive, Manny, from Matamoros to Reynosa to Monterrey. I've never felt unsafe. Thank God. And my prayers go out to anyone that suffered.
Yeah, and this happened in broad daylight. That's what makes it more concerning, right? In the middle of the afternoon, and so my advice is don't go if you don't have to. That's what I say, because right now it's a little touchy right now.
It wouldn't be a great time right now.
Yep. All right, Erasmo's got another commitment. It's 9:00 usual. I appreciate your time, and I'm sure everybody appreciates you spending some time with us. And perhaps we'll talk again before the election comes up in May.
We appreciate you, man. Have a great one, and thank you so much for coming up, for letting me come on. And guys, please go and vote. God bless.
Erasmo Castro, everybody, if you are interested, we will have more with him at some point in the future. Erasmo Castro running for mayor for the city of Brownsville. Thank you, buddy.
God bless.
And I thank you all for joining us tonight. We've got a full week, except for tomorrow. Susan Ruvalcaba, we've got her on Wednesday. I've got Commissioner North Golansky, District 1, on Thursday. And candidate for District 1 on Friday, and that's Brian Martinez. And I did reach out to everyone else. I've only heard back from one or two, maybe a couple of the other candidates in the various races, and I haven't heard back from everyone. Like I said, there is somebody that I haven't heard back from in 2 years, and I doubt she's going to respond, but the invitation is out there. So as soon as I get, I'm trying to schedule everyone in. Unless somebody gets back to me who wants to come on tomorrow, our next program will be on Wednesday. So tune in for that. I appreciate you all hanging out. Any additional information, you can go to my page, or if you want more information on Erasmo Castro, please, you can go to Erasmo Castro on Facebook. He's got quite a few, 4 or 5 accounts with the same name. So everyone have a good night. We will be in touch. Have a good evening.